Hey, what up guys, it's KymmyPoo. We're back again for another episode of Kymmy Cooks. You see this arrangement, okay? I'm feeling fancy today. I want some lobster and crab mac and cheese. Okay, I'm too excited. Let's run through the ingredients quickly. I have lobster tail, jumbo lump crab meat, cavatappi pasta, cooking wine, seafood stock, my assortment of seasonings. I've got 3 cheeses, Gruyere, Monterey Jack, and a mixed sharp cheddar, unsalted butter, heavy cream, milk, breadcrumbs, and salt and pepper. Whew. All right, y'all, I cannot contain it. I'm ready to cook. Let's get started. Okay, y'all, first things first. You're gonna take your pasta and cook it halfway according to the instructions on the back of the package, okay? We're baking this mac and cheese, so you don't want it cooked all the way through, like, immediately. Like, chill out. We gotta let it finish cooking in the oven, okay? While the pasta's boiling, we're going to take care of these lobster tails. So I did 3 of them already. I'm gonna show you how I bust down this last one, okay? All right, make sure you have some good cooking shears. These are not on, don't worry. You wanna cut down the middle. Don't destroy the meat. Have some respect, okay? Act like you got some sense when you're cutting this lobster. Be gentle. You see, I'm really just cutting that, you know, that exoskeleton now. And you'll do the same on the back. Well, I guess this is the top. Whatever. Bend it a little bit. Be gentle, and it should just peel right out. We're gonna clean this out, but yeah, that's all you do. Comes right off. Ta-da! 4 perfectly beautiful lobster tails. Let's get these cut up into chunky bits, and I'm gonna season them, okay? And I feel like it's easier just to use like the shears. Like, who has time for cutting? Like, let me just do that. Perfect little sizes. And voila. You want them in bite-sized pieces. You don't want no big chunks in there, okay? And you don't want it shredded to bits either. This is good. So now we've cut up our lobster tail. We've got some unsalted butter and a little bit of oil that's melted through. We're gonna cook our lobster tail just a little bit, you know, get some of that rawness out of there and season it up. Make sure that the lobster's fully covered in the butter. And let's let this start cooking down a little bit. We don't want to cook it all the way, but we definitely don't want to put raw lobster and just bake it. We need some TLC here first. All right, let's add some garlic and onion. A little bit of Old Bay. This never comes out as much as I want it to come out. They said be gentle. I need a lot. I've got some slap your mama seasoning. Not too much. This already has salt in it. That's why I didn't add any salt. Smells amazing already. You know your lobster tails are cooked when they become a bit opaque. I'll show you what that looks like in just a sec. You see how this looks now? A lot of the meat is turning white. So we're gonna take this off the heat. And we're gonna do the same thing with the lump crab meat. We're gonna drain that liquid and add some seasoning and put it off to the side. You wanna like, okay, so in my mac and cheese, I really like to have like noticeable chunks and pieces. So when I go out, like, I wanna get my money's worth. Don't feel like you have to keep these so big, but I would chop a couple down, just a little bit, because they are pretty thick and I want the crab to cook evenly. Just smash it up just a little bit. Added my garlic. My Old Bay. And slap your mama seasoning. Okay, we moved our lobster and crab to the side. I've got a little bit of oil in this pot right here. I'm gonna add a 1/4 stick of unsalted butter in here. Get that going. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. Next, add a little bit of your seasoning here, not a lot, okay? I'm gonna add in some pepper while I'm at it, just a little bit. Get this incorporated. It smells amazing in here, y'all. It smells really good. We're gonna stir in our flour now. We're making a roux. Cook this flour out a couple minutes until it gets thick, okay? See how this is coming together? It's getting a little like thick and tacky, but we want it even thicker. Y'all, I'm not even supposed to be using this type of spoon in here, but hold on, let me get a spatula. I can like hear my mom cringing if she were to watch this and see me use a metal spoon in this pan, so let me get my act together. You see how thick this has gotten? I can draw a line in here and it takes a bit for the liquid to gather back together. That's about the consistency I want, okay? So now I'm gonna add our milk, our heavy cream, and our cooking wine, and our seafood stock. Let's start with our heavy cream. We're gonna use 2 cups. We need some good solid fats in here. Leave me a comment if you know why I'm laughing right now. 1 cup of milk. A cup of our seafood stock. It really amps up the flavor. I really suggest using this instead of like a boring chicken stock or bouillon. See if you can find some seafood stock. It'll change your life when you're cooking seafood. Add a cup of that. A 1/4 cup of cooking wine. Give it a little razzle dazzle. We have all of our liquids incorporated. Let's bring this to a boil and we'll move on with our next steps. All right, we're back. We're about a nice boil. We're gonna start adding our cheeses. Before it boils though, I do wanna point out that's a really good time to taste what's going on and adjust your seasonings if necessary. But obviously before it is piping hot and boiling like this. You also wanna make sure you stir it constantly so nothing sticks at the bottom. We don't want that. Make sure that you take your liquid mix off of the heat when you add your cheese in. I'm gonna put about a cup each to start, but I really eyeball it because I wanna keep some cheese for the top of the mac and cheese. So just be gentle with the stirring. This will all come together really, really, really nicely. All right, our cheese is looking good. Everything tastes pretty good. We're gonna add our pasta in here. Okay, y'all, you see we had to change pots because someone didn't believe me when I said I needed a bigger pot, yet here we are. So let's get a baking dish for this, but you can cook in the Dutch oven or any other pot, but when you wanna incorporate everything together, let's give some space here, all right? So now I'm gonna add my cooked lobster and crab, and I'm just gonna kind of pour this in, but I'm gonna stir it in as well. All right, I got my lobster and crab incorporated. I'm gonna add the rest of my cheese, like so. I like missed the whole, the whole bowl, so that was weird. Don't do that, guys. Look at this. Cheese sprinkled on top, lobster all up and through here. Now I've melted some butter and some breadcrumbs because I like a little crispy coating on top of my mac and cheese. So here we are, just mixing this up. And I'm gonna sprinkle this out on top. It's gonna look really pretty. Look at this. Pop this in the oven for about 20 minutes on 400 degrees. And you may wanna broil it for about maybe 2-3 minutes on top. So this gets nice and crispy and crunchy. I wanna say peanut buttery, but this is so wrong. Make sure it gets a nice little crunch on top, basically. It's bubbly, it's cheesy, it's crunchy at the top. It smells amazing. Look at this. Ugh. Y'all, thanks for tuning in again for another episode of Kymmy Cooks. This was my lobster mac and cheese. Get ready for this cheese pool in the close-up. You know I got you. Make sure you subscribe, share, and like this video for more content. Bye.